Right. I left home about a year ago. Just got tired of the status quo. Mom said, son, where you gonna go? I said, I don't know, Mama, but I can't say it. Well, I tossed my coin into the well, crossed my heart, swore never to tell. I'm not much on superstition, the way things are going, man, I can't take a chance. Gonna ride out west till I'm all out of tears. Find a little tune burning in my ears. South Congress 7-8, there's a ballerina dance, cowboy boots, sweet sachet in a summer dress. Tell me where have I been all them years. I drove off into the night, sang you by the dashboard light. There's 100 bars and 1,000 bands. There's plenty of work if you can get them to dance. Well, I got my first gig at Reynolds, 5 blocks south of the Congress Bridge. 2 bills and a pickle jar was all it took, man, I ain't looked back. Gonna ride out west till I'm all out of tears. Find that little girl with the flower hair. South Congress 7-8, there's a ballerina dancing, cowboy boots, sweet sachet in a summer dress. Tell me where have I been all them years. Tears, find a little tune burning in my ears. Gonna ride out west till I'm all out of breath. Find that little girl with the flower hair. South Congress 7-8, there's a ballerina dancing, cowboy boots, sweet sachet in a summer dress. Tell me where have I been all them years. South Congress 7-8, there's a ballerina dancing, cowboy boots, God spring of freckles, smiles in her eyes. Tell me where have I been? Tell me where have you been? Tell me where have we been all our lives?
Woo! Well, hello and welcome to KPFT Sessions, coming to you live from KPFT 90.1 FM in Houston. I am your host, Masaya, and with us behind the scenes today is DJ Rico Black, who also hosts Houstonian here on KPFT. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me, as always, Masaya.
It's always the fun, because you always make us sound great.
I hope so.
Well, we'll find out. No, I'm just kidding. So, but anyways, this program is powered by our community of supporters. If you appreciate the music and stories shared here, please consider donating and
at KPFT.org for sure.
Sorry, that messed me up. So this is real. This is as real as it gets, guys.
It's live.
Yes. Previously recorded live. Anyways, so we just heard a fantastic performance from the incredibly talented Max Rios. Max has been a staple in the Tex Americana music scene, known for his powerful voice, as we heard, compelling story writing, and dynamic performances. Max, it's super great to have you here. How are you today?
Good to be back. It's been 6 months. It's crazy. We were here the December 15th, or right before the 15th.
That was
That's when we met you. So yeah, crazy. Half a year's gone by, but I'm here.
Yes, you definitely are, and I appreciate you coming
Thanks
back.
for having us. Yeah,
no worries. And so let's get to this other camera here. He did bring, or you brought a special guest today. Can you introduce your guitar player for us?
This is Joe Lopez Jr., not to be confused with Joe Lopez, which is another musician. But Joe and I have been playing, since like 92, off and on. So we've known each other a real long time. And he's really a drummer, but he's been playing guitar a lot. And Exhibit A, it's paying off because the dividends are in. He's here playing with me. So,
yeah, if you didn't tell me he was your drummer, I would have never guessed.
No, he's got a great rhythm. So now ask me to play drums, it'll never happen. So yeah, kudos to Joe Lopez, and good to have him here.
Right on for rolling through, Joe. So that opening song was super great, Max. I think I've heard it before. What was the inspiration for it?
That song is called South Congress Serenade, and it's a song. There's a street out in Austin, Texas, South Congress, which is where the Continental Club is, where Stevie Ray Vaughan and all the great players played at. And across the street there's a restaurant with an open oak garden called Weddles, or they call it Weros over there. So it's Weddles. So we got the Waysiders. My band and I are originally from Houston. I moved to Lockhart about 16 years, not Lockhart, Bastrop, about 16 years ago. And so we got our first gig at Weddles. So that's where the opening line is, so we're intimidated because Austin claims to be the music capital of the world. So we're like going, oh man, this is our first gig and we're gonna suck. But so I was sick that day, and we didn't have this song. This song was inspired from that gig. So my buddy Chuck Banya was singing, and I'm like miserable. I just want to go home because I've had a fever all week. Just want to go home and lay down. And I look over at him, and he's got this ear-to-ear grin, and I'm like, why is he so happy? And I'm so miserable. And then he just kind of gives me that, check it out. And there was a girl out there. She was dancing on her own, and she had a spaghetti strap dress on and cowboy boots, which I always thought that was strange because we're from Houston, and you don't kind of see that stuff because there's a lot of humidity out here. It's a different look. Now it's a style thing. So you go anywhere you go, and you see girls with, the spaghetti strap dresses on and just cowboy boots. It's kind of a thing now. But back then, that was the first time I'd seen that. And she was just dancing. She didn't need a partner. She was doing her own thing. So we called her the ballerina in cowboy boots. So that song was about doing that, playing that gig, and like saying, so it starts off like I'm head west. All these songs talk about heading west. For me, west was going to Austin, and and being intimidated, and then saying, hey, we're going to be okay. And then there's a reference in there to 2 bills in a pickle jar. So a small disclaimer: we got literally $200 and a tip jar. And I think we made like $300 that day, but we were. So anyway, it's like, hey, I ain't never looking back. So that's the whole song's kind of autobiographical about that particular day. And so we said, hey, we got a song out of it, even though I wasn't in the greatest of conditions that day. I have old video, and I've got this big sweat stain where I'm sweating that fever out. But anyway, we got South Congress Serenade. That's what that song's about.
Hold on. You're telling me you have a video of that performance?
Yeah, there's a video. It's probably on YouTube. Yeah, it's old. Yeah, it's old.
Oh, I'm looking for this.
Yeah.
So that video is the birth of this song.
Birth of that song. Yeah.
Oh man.
And we've gotten lucky and played the radio station there. I'm gonna have to get me a KPFT T-shirt before I leave. I used to donate when I was in Houston. I used to have one, but I haven't had one in a long time. But we did Sun Radio out there a couple times, and we actually got to play. We played there twice the last 2 years, and we got to play on that same stage. And I got to share that story. It's like, this is where I was standing about right here, So that was kind of a cool. Deja vu in reverse, reverse engineered deja vu, where we got to play it and then talk about that story, and it's kind of nice.
I'm definitely gonna look for that now. But, so, anywho, so what song do you have for next?
The next song will be Shame, Shame, Shame. That's what you got on your shirt. Shame on me. I say shame on you, shame on me. That's the song. And that was kind of inspired by an old friend of mine, Mo Fernandez, and it was a high school buddy. And I used to play Tejano a long time ago with Joe. That's where we started together. And then my old rock and roll buddies were like disappointed in me for the longest. And then I ran into Mo. I hadn't seen him since junior high. He's like, Max, you're back. And I'm like, where was I at? You know what I mean? Like I was reborn. He goes, you're back, you're playing rock again. And then he's like, hey, what about what's your name? And it was an old friend of ours, mine. And I hadn't thought about her. I hadn't thought of her. I totally forgot. It's like you have this one summer, and then it's all about being in, a summer, being a kid in summer. I was a teenager. I think I was, 16 or 17. I can't remember. But I hadn't heard her name and thought about her name. And then after that, it was like I was kind of fixated on it for a while. I was like, I wonder where she's at. I wonder what she's doing. I wonder how she's doing, And I'm like thinking, man, I'm married and I got kids. I shouldn't even be thinking about these things. And, but you go down that rabbit hole. So this is a rabbit hole song, and I tell my wife, this is therapy. It's a way of me working through it. So it's called Shame, Shame, Shame. So going out to Mo Fernandez for bringing her name up. We'll start around on the D. See if I can get to it. Normally it has a Cajun feel to it. Did you play drums on this one?
No.
No? In the studio? Okay. Well, here we go. I've been losing my time because I can't concentrate. Sleeping in regularly and coming in late. Burning in that old starting up old flame. Boss says I won't be long with no one to blame. Put her own memories into a box. Never even gave it a second thought till just the other day someone called your name. All came crashing like California waves, singing shame, shame, shame. Shame on me for letting you in all over. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you for doing the things that you did. Shame, shame. Shame on us for knowing it could never be. Heard you got married and moved upstate. Got the white picket fence, the whole 9 yards. It was only yesterday we were so carefree. Toasting life together from the same paper good. Wonder if I ever cross your mind, like sitting in traffic in your spare time, sneak into your memories just before you arrive. I'd love to see his face when you call him my name. Say shame, shame, shame. Shame on me for believing that we were an item. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you for taking me to your secret. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on us for knowing it could never be. How many times have I stared at the moon, thinking back to that time on the roof? We held each other on all last night and swore that time could never reach back. Promises held until death do us part, and then we'd always be on the other side. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on me for believing that we were an item. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you for doing the things that you did. Shame, shame, shame. Oh, shame, shame, shame. Shame on me for letting you in all over. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on us for having a good time, babe. Shame, shame. Shame on us for having such a good time. Shame on you for never letting me. Shame on us for having such a good time. Shame on you, the roof, the moon, the smile, the touch, my hands. Shame on that girl.
Shame on her, for sure.
Shame on her.
Shame, yeah. Shame on me.
Shame on
No, this is another local band. I love these bands. Have you not? Anyways, this is about you. Listen. So, for your final song today, what is it and why did you choose it?
Okay. This last song is actually the last single that we recorded recently. Well, man, I hate to say this. It's been a year. We released it a year ago. Yeah. A year ago, June 2nd, we played at the Continental Club. June 2nd, it's been a year. We started at Joe's house. I had this lick for 7 years. And so my mom died in 2016. And I remember I was working in a hotel. I was at a hotel. I was working out of town. And you know, when your parents pass away, it was just a really tough time. So I was really close to my mom, and so I had that lick, and nothing came of it. And then didn't have any. I had an idea, and then I told Joe, went to his house, and he's got a little studio set up, and I said, let's just cut something, and then we pieced it together, and then we took it into the studio and recorded it. I think it was like in February or something. And then we finally released it in June 2nd of last year. So yeah, this song is called Angelina, which my mom was named Evangelina, Evangeline, and it's not about my mom. It's just a song about a person that can't get to another person. It's kind of the character says, and then I would go over and talk to my dad, and he would tell me about all these bouts of insomnia that he had. So I kind of just played with the idea, and the guy's, pining for this person, and her name's not, I guess it is Angelina, that's the name of the song. And he's kind of like pining about trying to get to this person, but he can't, and he stays up late at night, and that's kind of my dad having insomnia. And, and it's like, it's not related at all. It's just kind of like artistically just kind of melding this story together, or this scene together, So anyway, so it's based off that initial lick that I had, and I just kind of recorded it on, I think, my phone, and then I put it on my computer, and then it kind of traveled around. I always had that little lick, and then I didn't, we never played it for anybody. And then Joe says, "You got some song ideas?" I said, "Yeah, I've got a couple." So we took that and we kind of just framed it out, and then kind of arranged it. And we had like 2 or 3 rehearsal sessions. Then we kind of came up with what you'll hopefully hear now in its entirety. Not messing up. All right. Yeah. I could be so weak. I won't look at you, girl, I'm losing sleep. You stopped my world from across the room. Now it's a fight just to get to you. Don't look away. Angelina, look at what you done to me. Please don't go, girl, leaving me with just a dream. Oh, Angelina, I'll never ever be the same. Please don't go, girl, leaving me with just your name. spend my nights waiting here for you, watching the shadows roll across the room. When morning comes and I'm still alone, I curse the night and the laughing moon. Don't look away, Angelina, look at what you done to me. Sweet surrender, is it real or just a dream? Oh, Angelina, I'll never ever be the same. Please don't go, girl, leaving me with just your name. Just your name, oh Angelina, I'll never ever be the same. Please don't go, girl, leaving me with just your name.
All right, I gotta. Why do most songs do that at the end? Is that to like, it's over, or is that just like flair, or is that part of like what you learn in music school?
You talking about the what?
Like when we end together.
Oh,
yeah.
That's really just to kind of have us all end, at the same time,
It's a
so it
drummer
doesn't
thing.
sound like boom, di ga do, boom, di, like everybody is ending at weird odd times. It doesn't give closure to the songs.
Okay, all right.
Usually somebody just gives a good
Cue,
nod,
yeah.
or you see the rock guitars go. That's kind of why.
So now I'm gonna have to look out for that every time I go to a show because I hear it more often than not, and I was like, I know I'm supposed to wait for something before I clap, and then oh, there it is.
It's a cue.
Oh, I like this. I like hearing the behind the scenes stuff, so I'm like more knowledgeable. But anyway, sorry, that was my little tidbit. But guys, it was an absolute pleasure having you guys here.
Thank you for having us.
Dude, no problem. I can't wait to see the full band. Hint, hint, listeners.
Yeah, we can't wait to play it. Yeah, play it live. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can't like I love seeing the intimate acoustic styles here, and then seeing the full band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like two sides of the same coin kind of deal. I hate using that term, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it fits right here. But Max, please tell the listeners what you have going on, how they can find you, or at least tell me where I can find Angelina, because I want to hear the full song of that.
Yeah. You can go to Spotify. You can go to look up Max Rios, or you can go Max. And I've done this kind of accidentally over the years. When I submit a song, I'll usually say, sometimes I'll just list it as Max Rios. Sometimes it's Max Rios and the Waysiders, which is the name of the full band. And sometimes I've gone Max and the Waysiders, so it's kind of confusing. There's like 3 different ways to find it. But if you go to www.maxrios.com, that's the easiest way. And those links are already listed on one of the web pages, and you can click and find the YouTube stuff. And then I don't have Twitter or X. I never got into that. But I have the Spotify, YouTube, and there's SoundCloud, but I don't really use that anymore. I kind of phased. There's so many different medias or platforms that I kind of phased out of it. But yeah, if you go to www.maxrios.com, you can find all the gig stuff, and you can find bio and pics and stuff like that, and just just kind of explore the, it's not a, an elaborate. It's just a good functional website. Some of these other bands, I'm like, wow, I'm always impressed by their social media windows, and I'm like, man, it's something to strive for. But I'm trying to write songs. I'm not. I make my own videos, and they're really lo-fi, and but it's kind of a do-it-yourself DIY. But can I mention something that?
Yeah, please.
I'm working on a new. Speaking of DIY, I've been DIYing it for a long time, 20-something years probably. So I'm going to do something different here, and hopefully in the near future. I'm partnering with a music group here in Houston, and I'm going to do something I'm kind of a little uncomfortable with, but I'm going to try it because I'd like to develop the original material and try to get it a little more finished or polished, and it's going to require a GoFundMe or a Fund Me, one of those campaigns. And I'm kind of nervous because it might be like $3, and I have to match it with my $3. But it's going to expose me. But the reason I'm doing it is because I want to try to work up a little more of a budget to go in and record. And I'm going to just do a single. And it's with Edgewater Music Group here in town, and I'm a little nervous because, like I said, they might put it out there and I'm like crickets, and we got $2, and it was your dad and your brother. So let me boost it with $2 more. But I'm kind of nervous about it. I'm excited about it, but at the same time, like a little nervous because it's like you kind of expose yourself and you say, wow, man, you really get out there and put yourself out there and see where the general public is. And of course, these people they're saying, oh no, when we do this, we do it in a very organized manner, and the reason being, it's not because I'm trying to short out my contribution. Like I said, I've done like 5 EPs on my own, 7 EPs total, and you get to a certain level, and I'm trying to say, okay, let me at least give it a chance and get something a little more polished, a little more finished. I'm proud of what I've done, but I think in order to compete, because it's such a competitive market out there, to get a little more of an edge, to place it into a category sonically that matches what's going on at the higher levels. And so I'm, like I said, I'm a little reluctant to get out there and do that, but I want to give myself an opportunity and say, let's try this. And if it doesn't work, I just continue doing what I'm doing, But so I'm a little nervous about the response that may or may not come from that. But I am excited about working with this other music group that's having some success with other local artists too. I can mention Opie Hendricks is on it, and Marior. So I'm kind of like following their lead and say, well, that's maybe something will sprout from this effort. But anyway, that's the latest chisme or the gossip, coming from my corner, and I'll be talking about that more in the future here soon.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Max and Joe, for sharing your music and stories with us today. And thanks again to DJ Rico Black for making us sound awesome. And don't forget, he also hosts a Houstonian here on KPFT. And thank you to everyone behind the scenes. We got Joel back there, head of marketing at CCN, and Howard here running the moving camera. I couldn't think of the words. But yep, to our listeners, don't forget to support local music and artists like Max Rios by checking out live shows and following them online. You can also watch the full interview and performance on YouTube by searching KPFT Sessions. You've been listening to KPFT 90.1. We hope you enjoyed today's sessions as much as we did. Until next time, keep supporting local artists and keep the music alive. Goodbye.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Boom.
Yes.